All right, yo, what's going on, family? So I get a lot of questions about what guitars I'm playing. I figured I'd put it all in one video. I am in LA, not at home in Atlanta, so I don't have all my guitars with me, but I have all the most important ones, except for one particular one I'll talk about later. But let's get right into it, starting with my acoustics. So I'm thankful to be partnered with Taylor Guitars. This is the 517E Dreadnought acoustic guitar. I'm on a very busy street. For a long time, I avoided Taylor guitars. My favorite guitar for the longest was Martin's. They have this very warm, robust sound, very kind of muted as well. And Taylor is very known for their bright, very distinct, defined guitars. And I just didn't like that. But recently, Taylor has been broadening their arsenal of acoustic guitars, and they started making warmer body sounding guitars. And this is one of those iterations. Like, all right, let me get my hands on it and see what you're talking about. And it was like, if you don't like it, just send it back. I have not sent it back, and I will not. I've played this in a lot of my recent acoustic. I've been on an acoustic kick right now.
Baby, I know somewhere deep in my soul that love never lies.
Yeah, the reason why I love this is because it does have this sort of high definition of a Taylor, but it's got this very warm, muted sound on this particular body. And I think the reason why I always went for these warmer style guitars is because when I first started playing, I was pretty much just strumming a lot. I didn't do a whole lot of like, you know, palm muting and stuff like that, playing by myself. And I didn't really go up and down the neck too much. And so having definition on the higher strings and having that brighter sound just wasn't the thing for me, especially when you're strumming. I just didn't like that high, bright sound. But now I'm getting more into that. And so I think I want to try out one of their brighter sounding guitars, but this is really great for strumming. You just get a lot of body in it. I really, really love this guitar. It also sounds great plugged up. You know, without a preamp or some sort of like EQ pedal, oftentimes when you plug up an acoustic guitar, you're gonna get this very metally, tinny sound, but not so much with this one. And so I'm really pleased with that. All right, next is my other Taylor guitar. It's a nylon string. This one has a cutaway, the other one didn't have a cutaway, so you can play higher up the neck. That didn't really matter to me for a while when I first started playing the guitar, because I pretty much played all the campfire chords, you know, up here your G, D, E minor, C. But I went to a friend's house at a studio or home studio. He had a nylon there, and I was like, yo, why have I not been playing nylons? These things are great for my particular style of playing, very R&B. It gives you that soulful, soft sound. And I don't think I realized how many nylon string guitars are in some of my favorite R&B songs until I started playing a nylon, and now I have an ear for it. I'm like, oh, that wasn't a regular guitar, like, or should I say a steel string guitar, not a regular. So it just has a nice soft sound. This is a great sounding guitar. This is the 812CE. Also sounds really great plugged up. If you noticed in my acoustic covers, I have a condenser mic, a TLM 103. Some people were like, why do you not do the Shure anymore? Do you not like it? And I was like, no, the Shure is when I do electric, but when I'm trying to do acoustic, it's just easier to mic both my voice and the acoustic at the same time. Though I will plug it up, and in the mix, I'll have about 20 to 30% of it is coming from direct input to give you a little bit more body, a little more, definition. But for the most part, you're hearing it just mic'd up.
It'll never get old, not in my soul, not in my spirit, keep it alive. We'll go down this road till it turns from color to black and white.
There's not a ton of EQing that needs to be done to make this thing sound great. It's just a great sounding guitar. Feels good, playability is great. I love it. All right, now for probably my most popular guitar. I bought this guitar. This was not given to me by the company. I bought this guitar back in like 2016 and rarely ever played it. For reasons I won't go into right now. I just stuck to acoustic. And then one day I decided to do a cover of Laugh Now, Cry Later. That was my first cover that ever showed that guitar, and people loved it. They loved the sound of it, and more so they were drawn to the look of it, as I was when I got it. And that's this right here, my Gretsch Electromatic hollow body guitar. This is a full hollow body. Semi-hollow bodies will have sort of a block of wood going down the middle of the guitar, and so it's not fully hollow, but this one is definitely fully hollow all the way through. So it's gonna have a somewhat of a more airy sound. And yeah, that Gretsch sound is just great. The tone, the warmness of this is just amazing. That's why I got it.
The moment I wake up, before you put on your makeup, I say a little prayer for you. You're combing your hair now.
And I also got it because it looked cool. It's black and gold, and I'm really not a very flashy person, so to me this was flashy when I got it at the time. I was stepping outside of my comfort zone. Unfortunately, this guitar right now is in bad shape. It needs to be cleaned and also fixed, set up. More importantly, you can hear some rattling in there. I'll tell you why. I was traveling with this, and the plug up or whatever DI, this bolt and stuff came off, and then the electronics just slipped into the body. So now I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know if they just, this hollow body is like the sort of middle of the road for Gretsch. They have cheaper ones. This one cost me about $800 or $900, but obviously that's nowhere near as much as these hollow bodies can be. My dream guitar, Gretsch, if you're listening, I would love a Black Falcon.
Make sure you show off that flank, Black Falcon. Are you talking to me? Because I'm the Green Falcon.
Or even a White Falcon. Got all the gold trimmings just like this, but it's just, it's good. But this is a great guitar. I love this guitar. I love the tone I've got from it, and I love the memories I've made with it so far. So it's my Gretsch Electromatic hollow body guitar. All right, last but not least is my new guitar, my new favorite guitar. Let me just say, my first electric guitar I ever got was a Telecaster. I got it because of the way that it looks, but it wasn't providing the tone that I was going for. Okay, random horn. It didn't give me the tone I was looking for. It's very high, bright, kind of twangy, really kind of, a lot of country players use it. Every guitar has its specialty. What, you know, obviously you can play any guitar for any genre, you can do whatever you want. But if you're looking for a particular tone, there are certain guitars that give that tone. So I love my Gretsch, I love the tone I get out of it, but it still wasn't giving me this sort of ballsy, punchy sound that I was going for. I'm a huge John Mayer fan, I'm a Prince fan, and I'm just an R&B in general. Some of my favorite guitarists, like Carry Too Smooth, that I had on my channel. I noticed what they're playing and it's not what I've been playing, which is a Strat. A Fender Stratocaster particularly. I've never owned a Strat because I didn't like the way they looked. Then one day I went to Guitar Center, I picked up a Fender Stratocaster, and I was like, oh, what have I been doing with my life? This is what I need. But I say all that to say, the Strat that I did pick up is not a Fender Stratocaster, but it is the PRS Paul Reed Smith Silver Sky, which is John Mayer, one of my favorite artists. It's his signature guitar. And obviously to me, this is like, you know, Jordan's your favorite player, so you got to pick up some Jordans, or LeBron's your favorite player, so you got LeBron's. But not just for that though, but because I'm so influenced by his style of playing, the tones that my ear has been trained to like, obviously you can get that out of a Fender. He used to be a Fender guy, but I think that he really dialed it in with this one. The mid-tones on this are a little more in the range that I'm going for.
All I hear is raindrops falling on the rooftop. Oh baby, tell me why'd you have to go? This pain, I feel it won't go away. And today, I'm officially missing you.
I love this guitar. I've just got it a few days ago, and I've been playing it for hours ever since then. You're gonna see a lot more of this. I love the way the neck feels. It's much more rounded than a Fender Stratocaster. The tuning pegs are plastic, but I actually like them. They're locking, so it holds the tune really, really good. Took a chance on a color that I wouldn't normally get. I normally stay in like neutrals and whites and blacks, but got out of my comfort zone with this one. But you are gonna see some more Fenders on this channel too. I've finally connected with Fender, who also owns Gretsch. Didn't know that. You know, they're gonna be providing me with some guitars and amps and other things of my liking. So I'm really excited to try some of those out and show those to y'all. But this is what's in my arsenal. These are the 4 guitars I have with me here in LA. The honorable mention that I don't have here is my D'Angelico semi-hollow body. You may recognize that from my Valerie cover that I did. What I love about that guitar, it is just the tone that it's just a different tone than the Gretsch.
Well, sometimes I go by myself and I look across the water and I think of all.
They provided that to me, D'Angelico. What I love about that guitar is the rarity of it. It's a 1 of 50. That rose gold color, it's not easy to find. So I got the last one they had in stock. It was in the showroom. Wasn't even brand new. It was the last one they had literally off the shelf. And so they gave it to me, and I love that guitar. Out of my 4 guitars, which one is your favorite? Which kind of guitar do you play? Do you play a guitar at all? And where are you at on your guitar journey? Right now, feel like I've been very stagnant on my guitar journey. And so I've recently started playing a lot more and doing guitar lessons online, as well as just YouTube and just trying to learn. I want to grow. I feel like my music is starting to be a bit one-dimensional, and I want to add more flair and style to my playing. I feel like my vocals have taken a huge jump and they're getting really good, and I want my guitar playing to be on par with that. So I'm starting not from scratch, but I'm going back to the drawing board. So let me know where you're at in your guitar journey, and there's any tips that I can give you from my experience. Let me know any other videos I could make around this topic of guitars and choosing the right guitar for yourself. Maybe I'll make some more of these guitar journey videos. All right.